Hello and welcome to the GH Screen Spotlight, your number one show of all the soap shows here on JLJ Media. I'm one of your hosts, James LottJr. The other host is here too, Frank Moran.
That's me. I am. Look at that.
Look at that. He's here. We're here for your soapy pleasure. Now, someone asked me before I came on. Yes, I will be on because we're on next Sunday. We're on early enough that we will be on. Because yes, the Super Bowl's next Sunday. I'll be watching it. My whole neighborhood's gonna be so lit up, so I probably won't be able to hear anything later. As I live right by the stadium for the halftime show here in Inglewood. So we will be on because it's before anything starts. I think it starts at 3 or 3:30 like usual or whatever. So don't worry, folks. We'll be on next week. With that. Come on in, people. Come on in. They were worried, Frank. They were worried.
That we wouldn't be on next week.
Yeah.
No, I know we like to take the Super Bowl off, but you're right. I was like, oh yeah, but we're on early enough.
We're early enough. If it was later, we wouldn't be on, but it's early enough. It's fine.
So you folks, you're gonna get your soap opera cake and be able to eat your football cake too.
Exactly. It's a lot of cake.
It's a lot. Hope you like cake.
A lot of cake.
Maybe you want a pie at that point. You might.
Yeah, pie's my favorite, so I'm all about that. So, folks. The Y&R and Bold Mule Meat Spotlights are out in the universe. We did them. Me and Tammy Govea did them, and they're out there. Amanda Russ was in the chat room because she actually has COVID.
No.
Yeah, she caught COVID and her husband.
Well,
it's going everywhere, Frank. Everywhere.
I'm like a hermit. I don't leave.
Me neither, Frank. Me neither. Hello. I'll leave the perimeter. I go outside my yard. I stay in. I'm like an invisible fence, Frank. Like dogs, invisible fence. But I don't have it. So, but they got it. So send Amanda Russ all your hopes and dreams and prayers and everything because she's in the chat room trying to throw from her bed. Give us ideas, but they caught COVID. So she'll be back next week. And so it's like, but me and Tammy Govea, we gave you a lot. Yes, today on both of those shows. So they're out there. Check those out. Tony Moore and gang have their last days of our live show because the Olympics are on. They'll be on today at 3, and NBC doesn't air days. Obviously, they don't air anything. It's all Olympics all the time for the next 2.5 weeks. I watched some of the curling. I love the curling. I watched the curling.
Oh yes, that's the best.
I love it. It's such a trip, folks. It's such a trip. I'm like, just like go. So anyway, I got into that. So they'll be back, but they have a show today at 3:30. But also, I'm saying that because it's their 7-year anniversary being on the air, and because of them, I'm here. It's my 7-year anniversary, so I have to thank Tony Moore, Mark J. Freeman, Peter Ramos, the original person who had me on as a guest host, and I didn't know what the F I was doing. And if you want to watch that first episode, Frank,
you're doing it well. When's the last time you watched that first episode?
I did recently.
And do you cringe?
Hi. I was like, hi, I'm James LottJr. I was not the same James LottJr. I am today. Not the same one today at all, Frank. No, not at all. But tomorrow, I'm celebrating that with Tony Moore on my daytime today show tomorrow at noon. We're going to talk live about 7 years of doing this. Frank, I'm going to ask you the same question I asked Tammy. Tammy got her start there too. But Frank got his start with me here on, it was a GH report at the time. I met you around this time. So I've known you 7 years. I met you around this time. What is one thing you have learned about doing opinion after shows?
I guess I suppose like that along with hosting, and the thing is, you're it's similar to hosting, and this is like, I think you should be authentic. You can't, everybody's got their own perspective. You're only your own person there, so I think your opinion might be kind of similar to other people, but the way that you express that opinion is the way that you can kind of just be yourself and kind of make yourself, distinct amongst everybody else that may have similar opinions there. It's it. And I also think it's easy to, because the Lord knows I do it enough. I am critical of so many things. Yes, I usually am. But at least I try to. Uh, I don't know. Try not just like I hate it and that's it. I mean, at least I try to dig into a little bit about why I don't think it works from a story construction point of view. So I think it's just I don't think it's as entertaining to watch is to just say that you just hate something and then that's it. I mean, I feel like you need to have, good, well thought out reasons for why you don't like it. Uh, and and the best thing is if you're sparking against somebody else that might like might like it for a different reason. So for General Hospital, if you like a storyline and I don't, then that's great. We're able to kind of talk about the reasons that we don't. Maybe we change each other's minds, maybe we don't, but at least we, get a chance to express both our point of views, and the people that are watching it, then they can make their own decisions, whether they agree with either one of us or they think we're both kind of, idiots, and they go like, no, they're both dummies. This is what the real deal is. I should be having my own show.
Yes, I'm sure some guys feel that way. Yes, I agree with you, Frank. And the thing I learned how to host, obviously doing this. I was a radio host, so I didn't know TV or video. So I learned that because of Tony Moran and the format and everything. And AfterBuzz TV, thanks to them for saying yes to him, and then saying yes to me, so I can say yes to Frank, so we can say yes to Lucretia and Ladine and later Carla. So I'm glad we were able to do this. So, and you guys out there, there's a reason why we still do it, why Tony does it, why I do it, why Frank does it, why we still do this. We enjoy doing it, but we do it for you. And you guys respond in kind. You guys seriously watch and listen to this show. So thank you. And in the chat room, you guys are in the chat room. I see you in there now. We got 25 people watching right now. We just started. So I know you guys like having a place to come to.
Because it's only fun if you're getting a chance to either interact with somebody else like yourself or with the audience.
Yeah.
I mean, we've both done solo shows before.
Yes.
And if you take away the audience interaction component of that, it is zero fun because you want to have something to bounce off of.
Yes.
So yes, the audience, even though in this format, we don't. I know we had the opportunity back in the old days of the GH report to be able to like, oh, let's take a caller or something.
Yeah, I know.
So if you're doing a show by yourself, you had options, but it's just I think the big thing is it's just. I mean, you've got the people that live just sit in front of a mic and they just will talk for hours. I don't enjoy that as much. I feel like you need something, whether it's a partner or a audience, to be able to interact with.
Thank you. Yes, I did call you Frank. I didn't tell you this, Frank. So Flobo and I did a General Hospital show the other night.
Yeah, I saw the little the big announcement there. I've never watched. Yes, how did Flobo take it?
He was hilarious. He does a Peter impression, so it was very hilarious to do a Peter impression. And I did call you my work husband. I said I think Frank's my work husband because he's the only man I've been with for 7 years. So somebody reminded me of that in the chat room. They said your work husband, Frank. I forgot I said that.
I do.
I do. He said I do. I do. All I said was that one of my longest relationships on this, you're one of the longest ones. That's what I said.
There you go. Yeah.
But he's married, folks. He's married.
But not buried.
He's not dead. He can still look. Yes, let's see what Frank gets wrong today. That's hilarious.
He get everything wrong.
Well, you can see Flobo's reactions. Go to it's called I Don't Normally Watch That. Go there, it's on his channel, General Hospital Flobo. You can see all his reactions. So you can go ahead and you can watch it. It's hilarious. It's actually really hilarious.
Did he enjoy that or Days more?
What's funny is they were very different.
Okay.
You see the difference. He had a background with Days at least. This was totally different when he saw it. The Ice Princess tripped him up. The Ice Princess threw him off for some reason. All the other storylines, he was like, Ice Princess? We're going to freeze his face when he said, we're going to freeze the world? Then what happens? I go, the world gets frozen. I mean, I don't know. They didn't freeze the world. So it didn't happen. So we have to worry about it. His reaction to that was the funniest.
He's held up on that, but Marlena being possessed by the...
Oh, he's fine. Mardevil. He thinks she's hot. So he's fine with her, apparently.
All right.
He's fine with her.
There you go.
Yes. Everybody chat. Yeah, so we can't do phone calls. So people keep asking us that. We haven't figured that out. We haven't figured that out yet on either StreamYard or this. There's like no function for that I know of. None of us have figured that out. So there's a function, I haven't seen it, that we can actually take a phone call without giving. I know Skype. Well, I mean, it's just all. It's all. We're not all that advanced technology wise. You have to remember a lot of these like Microsoft Teams stuff. They're all set up for corporate meetings. They weren't set up for this, so we can't do phone calls yet. Now, unless somebody can teach me how to do it, I don't see a function for it. I just don't.
Yeah.
And I'm going to download. I'm trying to find the music so that Frank can do a rap. We're gonna try to work it out. They're asking already.
Oh boy.
We're gonna try.
Boy. Heads up, guys, you're all gonna be woefully disappointed when that rap comes back. You're like, we were fighting for this. And this is what we got. The guy stinks.
So we're gonna start from the end and go backwards because I think it's just everybody's talking about it. And I hadn't watched. So Frank, usually I watch some show during the week. This week I was super busy. I didn't watch any soaps this week until yesterday. So I watched all 4 soaps yesterday.
Just mainlining them.
I did. I laid in bed with a rum punch and I just watched everything. I did all day yesterday.
Living your best life.
I did live my best life. That's what I did. So I want to say, thanks everybody in the chat room. Is Mac dead? I thought of you, Frank, the whole time. I was like, Dante got hit over the head. Peter even killed that guard that helped him, killed him. That no shame with that. No, he's dead. Man, that whole ambush, didn't we know that was coming at some level? I mean, it was just like, wait till you get to prison. I can't wait till you go. And blah, blah, blah. I'm like, we know something's going to happen, right?
That whole thing frustrated the heck out of me. It was, I can understand the story reason. You want to be able to have Peter to escape and you want to be able to have him achieve his objective, like getting Louise, at least for a little bit.
Yes.
But it's, I guess part of me is having to kind of just let this go and perhaps chuck it up to the time of COVID. But also knowing GH as well, too, that it's them, too, where in a sense, this made zero. You had to make the PCPD look like idiots to be able to have Peter achieve his goal. And yes, I still want. If you still wanted Peter to get away, that's great. But come on, you can write that scene smarter, where the PCPD can still lose, but they don't look like idiots the whole time. And this one, they look like idiots the whole entire time. From the beginning, where it's like, hey, maybe we should, really beef up security. No, we didn't see any sort of like anybody talking about that. Like, hey, Peter's acting really cocky. Maybe let's just, we know his reputation. So clearly he might have somebody trying to spring him. We really got to lock this thing down. We saw nobody even thinking about that. The transfer, there's no other cop cars, no other vehicles, nothing, right. Just that one. That was how serious you took this transfer. As much as people were saying, oh, we got to get him. We're going to get him there to Penville. We know how important this is. And that's the importance level that you gave it. So, yes, while for the time of COVID, maybe that was the case. I don't know. But, you could have, I think even in the time of COVID, you could have at least alluded to other vehicles in this transfer process that had maybe been taken out as well. Just something. It was so disappointing. So disappointing.
So they're agreeing with you, have cars driving the van. I know. I just felt like they're taking this a little too lightly. Like, even though Dante, stood up to Peter, and it's funny because Homeboy's so tall. I mean, he's like extra tall in real life too, like really tall. They're all on your side, Frank. But no, I think it's funny. At first, like he was like into, but I'm like, he's smiling at you. He's not worried. He's like, aren't you worried that he's unbothered? Aren't you worried? Like, he's unbothered. Peter's just like, okay, sure, okay. You think so? You think I'm going to prison? Sure. Like, isn't that scaring you a little? Like, what? Where did the possibility of you could be working with somebody? Like, hello, you got Victor, the package delivered. So I'm assuming he snatched Louise and brought her to Peter.
Great.
I mean, because just as Chase and I almost said Bailey, I'm wrong. Chase and Brooklyn were getting closer. Baby's gone.
I've got my issues with that scene too.
After
Oh, boy.
all of that, after
Yeah.
everything. But no, but Frank, he finally confirmed. I thought you did that scene too. It finally came out that he was just saying that.
Yes to that. No to the dumb arbitrary reason. They just like, but that's why we can't be together. What? No, there's zero reason why you can't be together. Zero.
Right.
It is just, this is such a fake like soap opera stupid thing to put on there to go like, no, we can't let them get together quite yet, guys. We got to put them some kind of little obstacle. And this is a garbage reason. It's absolutely garbage. It made zero sense for why they couldn't be together. So that was so stupid. That was stupid. The breakout was stupid. And then yes, it was. Who knows what happens with Mac? I mean, I'm hoping that you can't. I don't feel he's going to be killed off, because if that was the case, I think you would have seen a lot more scenes this past week or two with him connecting with other people and having those kind of little moments, so that his death right now would hit a lot harder.
I disagree. I think his death would still hit hard. He's Mac. Even when he's not there, he lives in greatness. Everybody loves Mac. Mac took care of 3 girls because their mothers just couldn't do it. He was there, so he's a saint already in people's eyes at General Hospital, so to speak. But I feel like they showed a lot of Felicia recently for that reason. I feel like that's what I bring in. So I don't know. I heard a major death's going to happen. Now I had heard it was Maxie. Maybe you're not Maxie. I said Maxie Mac. That's close enough. I mean, I think it'll affect a lot of people.
Even the way that, if this is the way the Mac goes out, I will find it very disappointing. Not that you can't ever kill off Mac,
right?
Which I understand that, but this was absolutely weak sauce. If that was the case,
I agree.
I mean, we never even see him. I mean, we see him turn around after Dante gets knocked out, and that's it. And then the next time we see him, he's on the ground with the gunshot wound. We saw nothing, no interaction with Peter, nothing of his valiant attempt to try to save the day. Which I would have liked to. If you're going to give Mac that kind of death, I think we need to see a little bit of a hero moment for him too. And this was basically you're showing Mac looking incompetent and then being shot, and that's great. That's great if that's how you want to do it with Mac.
Yeah, the sad part is Laura is smarter than the BCBD, because she's like, Victor up to something. He gleefully left and didn't fight us on leaving. He's being here. She's putting pieces together. I was like, okay, so she's smarter than BCBD too. Like is nobody worried about nothing? Like, hello, folks. These people are he's Victor Cassidy, just roaming the streets. Just like this life was going on. And Anna's so worried about Valentine. She's not looking at Victor like, I should be looking at Victor too. Making her dumb also.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's for some reason, people are just taken aback by, but I mean, Victor betrayed Peter. At least I like Laura put it together. I was like, but that's after Peter betrayed Victor.
Yes,
and that doesn't mean that, if so one of them wanted something from the other, that they couldn't get back together.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why everybody else thought it was like so bizarre that Victor and Peter could be working together again. Like, what? They could?
My favorite part, Frank, is when she walked back. She walked inside Kelly's, was like, Esme, dear, I need to speak to Victor. I handed her purse. I just sat down. She was like, you be a dear. I need to talk to Victor. I wrote down, she dismissed her and sat down. I was like, what is your game? Like, I love that. She's like, she's not having Victor. Laura's been saying this from the very beginning. You're a little too smarmy and all nice in there. You're not even, you're a Cassidy. I know she was like, Esme, dear, can you go over here, please? I'm busy. And they were stand back there. And Kevin, too. Kevin had a little talking to Victor. They're smart. I love, John Lister is so good because a lot of his scenes have been kind of just looks. He conveys a look. He's not having Esme. Yeah. He's not having Victor. Like he's watching everybody. It's kind of like, okay. He's like, sure. Like, I mean, I love that. I mean, John Lister was the bomb. He's just the bomb. I just love it. But he went out and talked to Victor too. He's like, let me talk to you for a second. We're all trying to help. And I do like Charles Shaughnessy playing Victor. He's good. He's like, that's my nephew. I'm gonna do what I want.
He's great, and it's great that he's around. I am enjoying him. I I I think I enjoy him more than Cyrus in terms of being able to kind of dig at people's weak points and stuff. I don't know. There's just something about even though Cyrus is fun in some points, but other times his whataboutisms and stuff just got a little tiresome. So I'm enjoying the subtleties that Victor has. I mean, still, let's figure out what at least let the audience in on whatever your big plan is, Victor. But that aside, I'm enjoying him.
Yeah, Kathy's right. John listened to Esme. So what are they saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was hilarious. It was hilarious. Oh my God, that was hilarious. But you guys watch him. He's sometimes in scenes where he's not doing much. He's just there, and he has all these looks, and they cut to him. They just look at him. I love it because we had while that was going on, and he's involved in that. We had the Spencer going to jail, so they were all meeting up for that, and everybody's looking at each other. Like everybody's kind of looking at each other. And Esme's looking at them, and Spencer. I mean, to me, it's just hilarious. And when they got to the art gallery. And Spencer and Trina, and Esme gave a look when he walked off. She looked at Trina like, "Yeah, bitch, I got you. Don't worry, I know what's going on. I know what's going on. I'm looking at you. I know what's going on." So she ain't too happy. And now we got Esme on the loose by herself for a month.
There better be something happening with letting everybody know at least letting us know what the deal is with Esme. Because boy, I'm tired of this character, so I need to know what the next step is with this character at this point. You've got to show me something else to kind of get me more invested in seeing what she is doing right. Because like this, her trying to act like, gosh, yes, I should have tried harder with Spencer. I'm so sorry. Like, hey, listen, wacko. He set fire to a car. He set fire to a car.
Our buddy John Dunphy's in the chat room. Hi, John. We do the we did a Boba Fett show together. Yes, John.
This show's about to get the Dunphy effect on it. Yes,
the Dunphy effect. I don't even know if you watched the Roswell. I probably don't even watch the Roswell. Just we're crazy people. I did watch Big Brother, Study Big Brother. I'm caught up. I'm caught up to Friday. I'm caught up on that. We're watching that.
Yeah. If you can tell me what's up with Chris Kattan.
We'll tell you what's up with that one off camera. But yes. So now I guess are they going to show him there maybe so we get more Ryan? I guess they're going to show him there.
I mean, I feel like we need to see that because
you'll be gone for a month, right?
I know. I mean, in one sense, it's like maybe as a young kid, a younger like 30 days seems forever.
Yeah.
Man, but I'm like, guys, it's only 30 days. It's only
30 days, kids. Frank, I don't go to jail for 30 days. I don't go to jail for one day. I don't want to go. I'm too pretty. I don't want to go.
True, but it's also like Esme can be there to visit you. Great. I mean, I feel like we need to see that sign because we had Ryan's call from a couple weeks back where he said, like, I need to limit some access to my boy Ryan.
He sure did, didn't he? Mm-hmm.
Like Kevin calling the
Kevin did call.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. There's that. Yeah.
So I feel like we need to have that scene of Esme going, well, I'm ready to come here and do my stuff today. You have to stay away from that patient. What?
Yes. Then also at the same time, see, it's all connected. The Ice Princess. That's still in play for some reason. Cassadines are in town. An Ice Princess is there. Now we got Tracy. We're here to arrest you, Mr. Quartermain. Like, what? Oh, boy, what? Huh? She's trying to go out of town because she chopped off a piece of the rock to fund something. How are you chopping up pieces of the Ice Princess?
Well, what else are you going to do with it?
I know you could do that, Frank.
Why not? I mean, it's just sitting there. Nobody else is using it.
I thought it was like you had to keep it together because of the weather thing. I mean, I know you could cut it off or whatever.
Hey, just taking a little piece, just getting your beak wet, just a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Just a little taste for myself.
Yeah. And then you got the whole family coming together. Drew steps up and Michael steps up. They call Anna. I was like, all righty. And Anna just takes care of everything. Let's go outside. Takes care of everything. That was a weird scene. That whole thing was weird. And then Tracy leaves.
Yeah, as usual, it's just when they have either for new police officers like Chase was, or Nathan, they're always like super, 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 super like by the book, like absolutely no nonsense. And so we get our little taste of these WSB agents, and they're like, no, you're ours now. You must come with us. Like, okay, there was just like, all right, dial it down.
Well, Tracy was all like, "Do I know you?" I was like, "What? Do I know you? Dave, Don, whatever." I was like, "Oh, geez." He did know her. And it's like, but because of Luke, something on Luke. So we know the Luke thing is tied to this. It's all tied to everything. It's tied to everything. I know it's all tied together. It's seemingly separate, but it's a so Luke chipped on a piece of Ice Princess too. Oh, maybe he did. I don't remember that part. I've watched it for 42 years too. I don't remember everything, but I just thought it was kind of funny he did that. But either way, this is connected. See, there's something coming. Remember, there's something coming.
Yeah,
there's something coming.
I mean, I guess the big thing to take away from is that whatever like I guess like the shard of the ice princess that she had was fake. So which means the ice princess is fake. So at some point it got swapped out.
Yes. And I think Victor has it.
Makes sense. I mean, yeah. I mean, because who else would?
Well, the homegirl had it, remember?
Yeah.
She claimed she had it. Oh my god, what the fuck her name was? That chick, I forget her name. Who came back. And she said she something Smith. Like her name.
Jennifer Smith?
Jennifer Smith. She had it. They were like, no, don't get me. Spencer was like, I'm a Cassadine. I want it. But it was like, no. So Laura's like, no, you're not touching it. You're leaving it alone. It's bad news. Her and Tracy, they were both like, it's bad news. But then Tracy left. So she out again. Thanks, Gene Elliott, for stopping through.
Yeah. I mean, although Tracy never thought it was bad because Tracy's the one that wanted to give it to Laura. And Laura's like, no. So I feel like Tracy's all fine with it in the sense like, I'll take some, to give me some startup money on stuff I want to get going. But then realizing, yeah, see the bad luck.
Yeah, exactly. Laura wanted to say it's cycle. So Laura knows Cassadine, folks. She's been, if anybody knows the Cassadines, it is Laura, Vining, Weber, Baldwin, Spencer, Cassadine, Spencer, Collins. She know Cassadine, and she's not having none of it. She thinks it's all shady. She don't trust none of it. She don't trust Nicholas. You show Nicholas. No, Nicholas, this is when you show up. This is like, no, it's not when you go away. It's not when you show up. Victor's hovering over your child. Basically, I'm paraphrasing, of course. But basically, she was like, just getting gangster on him. She was like, no, this is when you show up. This is not when you go away. If you leave him to his own devices, he would go to Uncle Victor and be under his wing.
Very true.
And he was nice to Esme this last time, too. He was nice to Esme, too. Extending all the branch to her.
I mean, you keep Esme close, you got Spencer close, but it feels like, Spencer's, he's like, Trina, let me come in for the smooch. Oops, interrupted.
Uninterrupted. But so do you think, I kind of believe Spencer's reason. He's young, first of all. Remember, he's young. I remember. I'm not going to tell my own story. I meant to say I understand. Don't tell my own story. I don't tell my own story. I understand why he said why he's with her. They were in boarding school. She liked him for I see why she wormed her way into him and why he likes her. I totally get it. Then he met Trina, and Trina was intriguing to him. So it's one of those old school, new school, different worlds. I get it.
Very true. I mean, you think you're like, well, this is what I've got somebody, this is great. And then you find somebody else that's like, no, that kind of gets you on a deeper level than you thought you had. And you're like, whoa, hold on. Maybe I was a little too quick and, going all in on the first person. Second person, even better.
And folks, at the same time, because I'm telling you, this is all connected. This is talk about umbrella. It's a huge umbrella. Just connect to Maxie and Austin. End up kissing, talking. Oh my God, are you using me? talking, kissing. I have feelings for you. Me too. So now Austin knows everything.
Yeah, and at least I'm glad that he was able to put it together, even though it came so late. But at least we did that character the service of giving him a chance to kind of put it all together himself and then come to Maxie with it, as opposed to well, I mean, certainly I don't think Maxie would have ever probably revealed it until absolutely forced to. But Austin coming in, and I like that Maxie didn't even try to deny it. Just like, nope, that was it. You're right. We did it. But given, but also like, yes, the kiss was kind of, I think the kiss definitely was the distraction the first time it happened.
Yes.
This time around, even, and I can understand Maxie's protestations, like we can't do anything, especially until I have Louise back. And then him saying, "Oh, but I know Bailey's really Louise," and Maxie's all about, "Well, then let's kiss." I'm like, "Whoa, hold on, what's going on?"
I can really go in now. She's like ready. She's ready now. Now you know everything, so let's go for it. There are folks thinking, well, one thing they're thinking that Victor hired Esme. I don't know if he did or not. I don't get that vibe, but I don't know. Anything's possible, right?
I think if he had, we would have
seen it, right? We would have seen some kind of
at least some allusion to it in that scene between just the two of them, and we didn't.
Yeah, we didn't. I don't think we have. Now, there are folks who don't like Maxie and Austin. I don't mind them together. I don't want Austin and Britt. I don't see a chemistry between them. I don't. I just don't. I see friendship there. I don't see whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with it for right now. I mean, there's nothing about it that really kind of bugs me.
Right.
So I'm fine with it. But it is interesting what they're doing with, I guess, if you're kind of respecting the Jason thing, you're kind of just having Britt just kind of floating around, interacting with a lot of different available men, but nothing. But it's all like friendship based, as opposed to anything seeming.
Her and Drew, as an example. They're coming to get me. Sorry.
Those opinions were too hot.
Too hot, kids. Too hot.
Like, you do opinion jail. That was it.
Jail. I think when they had Drew, we showed her and Drew at Charlie's. I like them together kind of on some level, but would that be too much because she's with his brother? I don't know. I don't know, but I kind of like them. You're right, and they have her around different guys. It's kind of like, okay, here's one over here, here's one over here, there's one over here, and nobody's sticking at the moment, so it's fine. That's fine with me. I have no problem with that.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it is another soap opera trope because you're introducing the idea that, like, somebody that we thought was dead is now back alive and they're here, but I've moved on, but because I thought they're dead, but now they're not dead, and so I have to go with them, right? A soap opera trope, a soap opera classic, but it's I'd rather, I'm kind of feel like I'm done. I new variation, new spin on that. And so the idea of Drew and Britt getting together, if I knew Jason Morgan was never showing a foot on the show again,
right,
totally fine with it, because it would be great just to see where this relationship goes. But if they're just doing that just to all of a sudden have Jason come back and go like, my heart's really with him because he's alive. Okay. I really don't want to see the two brothers vying for the same woman again.
Right. I don't either. But kids, they brought her back. Even though the scenes bugged me, but I'm always happy to see Lindsay Hartley back as Sam. She just does it. She has a different take that makes her watchable to me. Makes her watchable. Her and Smelly together, that's fine. I mean, it was mostly a talk to kind of thing, and what do you feel about Drew? And it was like, okay. But I like Lindsay Hartley, so I like her as Sam.
No, I agree with you on that as well. I'm just not a huge fan of trying to put the two of them back together.
Yeah.
And so I really have zero investment in that happening. And so those scenes are just like, oh, come on, please. And so even having somebody else portraying Sam while making it a little bit more palatable, it's still nothing. It's not a relationship I'm looking to see revisited.
Yeah. And yes, I agree. I like Dante and Maxie too. They didn't go that direction. They're not going that direction. Yeah. So they're going to Dante Sam still.
I mean, I know Sam is kind of on the fence about like, oh, well, what do I do? Perhaps having Dante being in such a close brush with death will kind of sway it back towards Dante again.
Yes, I think so too. I think so also. But I like Lindsay. He thought of me in the announcements. I know I love the role temporarily played by Lindsay Hartley. I was like, that's right, girl. I love her, Lindsay Hartley. I love her. She's beautiful. I love her. She has a different take. Just her take. It's a little more. I can watch it. It's good to see Spinelli. It makes sense that Spinelli would talk. He's watching the kids. He's there at the house. That totally makes sense. But then when Maxie shows up and they're like, Peter's escaped, and it affects all of them in that, again, umbrella story. It affects everybody in that room. It affects Sam. I felt bad for Max. I said, this is gonna be us. Oh my gosh. She's like, she can't get a break. She cannot get a break. Oh my gosh, she can't get a break.
I swear the next time we see like James or Georgie on screen, they're gonna be like 20.
Oh yeah, they'll be grown-ups. Well, speaking of, let's lead into that. Speaking of that, as we go all around the world, one day I was like, where'd that Leo come from? See, here's my problem, people. Here's my problem. Okay, so I did a show called Skin Color and Jason this week on Daytime Today. This week I got a lot of flack. I don't care. But that's my point. When you recast, they used to try to look similar. But this one was this one was like 20 years, like 15 years old. And Leo, like, really? You couldn't find a kid that looked like around that size? I was like, where did he come? Then the other Leo came back. So it was even more jarring. I was like, okay. They didn't say the role of Leo be played by. They didn't say that at all. All of a sudden, it's like, did Leo get aged?
I know. I admit I was surfing the web after like, hey, has there been some kind of casting announcement I didn't see? But I couldn't find anything. And then the next day, boom, the old Leo's back.
Right. That was weird. I'm like, that. I guess they need. I get they need an actor to play, but it's like, come on. But anyway, so we had a talk between Ned and Sonny.
That's something you see often. So it was interesting to see the two of them. Again, how tired I am of Sonny in the storyline. Oh, brother, where it's just he's just so dense. He's just so dense.
Ned's like, I've been through this myself. I know what I'm talking about. And Sonny's like, no, I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, which I do like, because even as the audience, we realize like, yes, we've seen that. Definitely. So we're like, yeah, Ned is knowing what he's talking about. We should, listen to him. Somebody go, well, you don't know our situation. It's different. Like, okay. All right.
Right.
It's just okay. Just I can't. The study stuff is just driving me bonkers.
I know. Well, it's going to get there somewhere. It's going to get there, I think.
But it was but to see two characters that you don't often see interact, especially with kind of a, some kind of acrimonious history.
Yeah. Well, I think with Ned, when it comes to Sonny, he's like part of the family because of Lois, because of Brenda, because of Olivia. Like they're all kind of related. So that's why I love when we've seen Brooklyn with Carly recently a couple times. Like they make sense. They all would grow up. They all grew up together with everybody, that they would be part of the lives. It'd be part of their lives. So I think Ned and Sonny, like I said, don't talk very often, but they're related to so many people. And when they had the weddings, we'll lead into that, which I thought was very nice. Everybody who was there made sense who was there. I mean, and literally between Dante and Sam, who are all related to Leo, and Brooklyn, and it was just like they should have been there. I mean, that's the whole point. They're all should have been there. And Carly, of course, would be there because that's her best friend, and Sonny would be there because he's kind of part of the family. So it's like it all made sense who was there. And I thought it was a nice little wedding. I thought it was nice. I thought it was very sweet. And
yeah, I mean, for the amount that we see those two characters on,
yeah,
sure, absolutely. It was a step up from what you would see from like Brad and Lucas marriage, which was just ridiculous. So this was a step up for that. And nobody drank from public water fountains. So
okay, Frank, that was my next thing. Trust me. That was my next thing. Okay, Frank Moran. In 2022, in 2021, in 2020, in 2019, when was the last time you drank out of a public water fountain?
I
would say for me, 1975. I would not drink it. I have not had a water fountain since the 70s.
Yeah, it's not too often, but it's not like I wouldn't if I was thirsty, but it's been a long time since I have.
Screw that noise. I ran across one at the beach a year ago, and I did a whole TikTok on it. I said, we're not going to drink all that. What's going on? What's going on in this little area here? There are folks with their whole mouths on the thing.
Yeah, that drinking style of choice is pretty awful.
Of choice, yes. It's gross. It is gross. So
like,
Leo was like, I know it's so gross. So Leo was like, you don't want to do that. I was like, that's right. Tell him, Leo. Faux Leo.
You know where I have, like in a Target. If I use a restroom at a Target and there's a water fountain right out there in front of the restroom, I believe I have and not thought anything less of it. So who knows? Who knows who else I'm Eskimo brothers or sisters with?
I know.
Who knows?
Buy water. Buy a bottle of water. They have them usually up front at Targets and stuff. Just grab one of those. And homegirl's like, James, my kids got a water fountain. They see, you guys are gagging me out there. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've taken my own daughter to the water fountain. So
if I was in a small town of like 200 people and I knew it was cleaned every day, then I'd do it. But in Los Angeles, you can kiss my grits. That's never gonna happen. I will die of thirst, Frank Moran. I swear to God, I will be near a water fountain before you could get me a drink out of it.
All right. But it's like I guess you can ask people to spit in your mouth. Yeah.
That's even worse, Frank. It's gross.
Oh, it is? Oh, all right.
Yes. But I'm a Leo. I was a Leo. Like, don't do it, Leo. But they're letting us know that Leo is into infrastructure, like almost like urban planning. I just why I used to do that stuff. So that was kind of cool. So they kind of setting up this whole like maybe in the future he'll join ELQ or something. I thought it was kind of cute. And then the three folks were talking. They have scouts, and they were saying and Bailey. I was like, oh, they're all the next generation of Quartermains. That was kind of a cute little talk. But he's into infrastructure and stuff. I thought it was kind of cool.
Which is great, but also seems weird because all we've seen him looking at is just pictures of octopuses.
There's that too.
So it's like if they would have said, for me, when they said the infrastructure, I was like, oh, well, we've never heard him mention any of this. If you would have said like, marine biologist, like, all right, given what you've showed us so far of Leo and his interests, I would buy that. This one came out a little bit out of left field for me. I'm like, oh, all right, sure.
Okay. Hello, 53 people who are watching. Thank you very much. If you like us, hit the like button. I know 13 of you guys have. It helps us out if you do that. It's if you like us. I mean, you may not like us, so who knows?
I know you don't like me, but like James. How much you
don't like me? They don't like me. They like you. That's what it is. That's what that is. We also saw a lot of peoples getting together. They brought back the original Marshall. Thank you very much. That was a little jarring last week. So the week before. So I'm glad you brought him back. But again, Frank, and now you got Stella involved. Oh my God! It's like, did you tell him everything? Why you tell me you were in witness protection? You know what really happened? I'm like, so we don't know.
Yeah, it's just beyond frustrating at this point. So because I feel like all you're doing now is you're just jacking up audiences. Like, well, what could it be? What could it be? And when the reveal comes, it's going to be so lackluster. You're like, why did we wait so long to reveal, even to the audience, what the real deal is?
Right. Right. We know nothing. We know nothing. I mean, he's been on the cameras for like 10 months, and not been that long. But he's been on the cameras for a while now. We don't know nothing. And is he involved in all this too? Like, is he part of all of this bigger picture thing happening? I think yes, he is, possibly.
I mean, it seems to make sense. I mean, why introduce him around the time that you're having kind of an increase in mob-related activity,
right?
To not have him at least, somewhat involved.
Still talking in circles, yes. Let me echo that Stella knows. Yeah, Stella knows what's going on, but she ain't saying nothing either.
Oh yeah, and to have to hear whatever future scenes where Stella has to kind of come up with some contrived reason why she never told Curtis once he finds out what the real deal is. Those will be excruciating to watch. It'll be
Yes.
well acted, but it'll be
Oh, yeah.
excruciating to watch.
I feel like Curtis is being lied to so much by everybody in his family. With Portia, you know that's secret, and then Stella's lie. I mean, it's just like you said, it'll be well acted, it'll be explosive and all that, but it's gonna be it's just oh my god,
It's like an empty calories of a soap scene
yes.
where it's just like it's not really anything fulfilling. It's just like something we're just gonna throw in there just because we think that's what it's gonna kind of pacify you a little bit. Like, no, I don't need that. I need better told stories.
So I'll answer your question. People were asking me.
Ooh.
So yes, if people are asking this question, okay. So there's a scene at Charlie's when Stella goes, I'll get your credit card, get the drinks," and Phyllis goes, "Have I met you? Do we know each other?" So it's an inside joke. They're both longtime friends in the business. They've never worked together. It's their first, they're longtime friends. So they do that in possibly to kind of say, oh, I know you. Do I know you? And also to make us think they're related or something, but they're not. But that's how that's what they were friends. So that in real life. So they did that. They do it as a wink.
Well, I mean, we've got that whole 23andMe thing that just kind of died on the vine.
Totally died on the vine. So I know, but they had a good little, talk for a little bit, and everything was going on. And how do you know my nephew Curtis? You're a mutual friend. And then Curtis and Phyllis talked a little bit. We never see them together really. And he was just saying how much he wishes he was there for Nina more.
I wish somebody was there for Nina more. Because Nina's a garbage.
Well, let's get there, kids. Let's get there. Let's go right now, then.
Before we dive into that, one thing, because I know we talked a little bit about the Esme storyline. One thing that I did like, though, I want to see more Ava sticking it to Esme, because when she comes in to Kelly's and just starts kind of like needling Esme, that's the peak Ava stuff I like.
She's like, no, Spencer's in good hands. He's with Trina at the gallery. And she's taking off her jacket. Oh, no, he's fine. He's with Trina.
Yeah. I feel like Ava's got no illusions when it comes to that girl.
Nope.
And is just ready to kind of needle her whenever she can.
Well, her talk with Trina was great.
Yes,
because they have a friendship. They have a friendship and a mentor-mentee thing. And she was like, "What do you want? Like all this stuff's going on. Like what do you want after all this?" And Trina, she can tell Trina's fighting it. She's not dumb. She can tell Trina's fighting it. Trina has feelings for him, but she's trying to protect herself, and deservedly so, because it's messy. She's trying not to be messy. So yes, Ava sees it, and Ava's on Trina's side completely, obviously. So yeah, messy. We call it messy Ava. Yeah, messy Ava. Shady, messy Ava is the best. The best.
What I appreciate about Ava is that she has her own feelings towards Spencer, towards Esme.
Right.
And while her and Trina are kind of aligned on what they think about Esme, they certainly differ on what they think about Spencer. But what I love about Ava is that she does not discount Trina's feelings and thoughts about Spencer. It's like you are your own person. You can think about your own way, and you don't have to feel like you have to apologize to me about how you feel about this individual. I love how Ava approaches that. And Spencer could learn so much if he would just take the time to understand that, where it's like, yes, you may not be a big fan of Ava, but you still love your father. You could still have a relationship with your father while not completely agreeing on what each of you think about Ava.
Mm-hmm.
And Spencer just seems unwilling to get to that point. It's like, come on, it could be so much better.
Mm-hmm. Well, there are things that Ava does not know. So she doesn't know everything that Esme has done. So she knows some stuff, of course, the car and all that. But there's some things when she finds out that she drugged Trina.
Vengeful Ava.
Oh
yes.
That's Ava. Yeah, she's not gonna take kind. Esme's hilarious because she's young. She thinks she can handle everything. They think all big for their britches. But these adults are looking at her like, girl, we got your number. Like they're on to you on some level. They may not know everything, but Kevin, even Victor, they all recognize what they're doing is they're placating you. They recognize your role in Spencer's life. So they're all kind of Laura, all of them. They're all like, yeah, we know who you are, but we're not really into you. There's something going on. You're a little weird. Joss, of course, just tells like it is.
Yeah, which I find that like that's great. That is
Hilarious,
great.
hilarious. And didn't Kevin get smart with it too? Something like, well, we didn't know how bad things were and how far they had gone. He looked at Esme or whatever.
Yes.
I was like, and she's like, I apologize for that or whatever. Like, but I think Kevin's on to her too. I think Kevin's like, this bitch is crazy. I'm like, I think he's just like, there's something off with her. He was trying to protect her from Ryan, but I think he's looking at her like, no, she's a little off. She thinks she's not off. And he's like, I'm not done. That's why I love when they get together. There's great chemistry between them in terms of acting. I actually like them facing off each other because she tries to he's been a psychiatrist for 100 years. You're in school, and we're trying to school him.
Yeah.
That's why he goes, well, I know. Well, that's why I was psychiatrist. He's like, yo, I know. Like,
Yeah.
he just not. Oh, I love it. Oh, I love it. And Esme and Jocelyn's like, I just don't give a shit. This bitch is crazy, and I'm not backing down. And what's great too is that her and Trina had to talk, so they're good. They're good, but she doesn't remember anything. But she got to the bottom of it. But the three of them are friends, so they really. I feel like they worked it out. I feel like they talked it out. They all know that Esme is the problem.
Yes.
And I think Spencer knows too. Because in that car ride, Spencer was looking at her like, you a crazy bitch. I'll let you go too far. Because he knows something's up with her too. He knows what she's capable of course, but he doesn't know what she did, but he knows something been done.
Yeah.
He's looking at her like, yo, you're in a call. He said, why would you doing that? Like, why are you bringing that up? Like, he was getting her side eye. He was getting her some side eye for a while. Like, yeah, I know, bitch, you're doing something that's not good.
Yeah, I mean, I can also understand for a guy who feels like his world's coming to an end with the Springfield thing, where even if he's suspecting that having feelings for Trina, suspecting that Esme is not a great person, but fearful of being completely alone, even though that isolation has a lot of Spencer's own choice. It is because Nicholas would be there for him as long as Spencer's fine with Ava, and Spencer cannot put his pride aside for that. But given that situation, I can see why I can't. Even Esme might be bad for me, but I can't be alone. So I will apologize and make it, the way that scene went just made like Spencer look like such a chump with Esme about like, oh, I'm so sorry. Can you forgive me? Oh yeah. Like, how could you buy any of those crocodile tears?
I know. He's young. Us young men, we're dumb. We're dumb.
Well, look at Cameron. You can just look at him. Right. He's a big dope. He's a
big dope. Big dope. Big dope. That's how we are. We're young. That's how we are. I was a dummy back then too. I mean, we're all dummies. There are three things that it will pay me to mention them. One thing that I'm happy to mention. So I'm trying to decide. Okay, here's your choices, Frank. I mean, each one better than the next. Next. Okay. I'm afraid to say this out loud because if you say it out loud, it comes true, right? Beetlejuice. Who's got the birth certificate? That storyline. Okay, that's one, Frank. That's one for you right there, okay? Who's got the birth certificate? Someone's trying to destroy Franco's art. The door is stuck. And three, and that's just two, right? It's just two right there, right? And three, what's my other one? Carly, well, that was not as bad, but I see they're trying to bring them closer together. But I was just kind of like Carly and Drew on the bridge. They're always on the bridge together. It doesn't bother me. But the return of Christina made me happy. So I had three things, and the return of Christina made me happy. So I guess we'll start with Christina first, just because that's a happy one for me. I enjoyed her. Shows, again, she can act. Emmy winner, Lexi Ainsworth. We had on our show years ago. On AfterBuzz. But again, her scenes with Sunny always work because they're very similar. So their scenes that work. Her calling Carly and that little exchange was kind of funny. I like Christina, and I'm just like, they don't have enough of her on the show.
It is interesting. I mean, and I guess that Michael's not around anymore, but it's like having Christina around. It's like Yeah, I mean, Michael's kind of like the golden boy, good old. But then you get Christina's kind of like sloppy, kind of messed up, kind of got that touch of that definitely kind of accentuates that sunny side
Yes.
of her parentage. So you're like, all right, uh, yeah. So the seamless scenes between her and Sunny are always great. And as we talked about before, like her reaction out of everybody's to Sunny still being alive was by far the best. Uh, I did like just what's inside the haunted star. Oh my gosh, did he bring in sand? Did he bring in what did he bring in to make this look like
The
Martinique?
islands.
Oh bro, oh boy. But that conversation that you don't see it often, but just the conversation and phone call between Christina and Carly, great.
I know, me too. I liked it. And she took
Just
Carly
get over
to
here.
church.
Just get over here. I know you said you want to time, but just get
Right,
over
just
here.
get over here. Just do it. Meet him halfway. Come over here. And Carly, I can't do this right now. I can't do it right now. Just hung up on her. Then Christina's like, okay. So she's not coming then, which we don't know that, but Christina thinks she's not coming.
Yes.
So she tells Daddy that, and Daddy is devastated. And who shows up at the end? Miss Nina.
Oh boy.
Because Liesel's like, bitch, get over there. Get your man. Liesel's like, stop playing. And that whole stuff was funny too. I know you're mad at me. Stop being mad at me. I did what I did for you, girl. Like, come on. But she's like, get over there. Because she always get over there. Get your man. So she went there and she shows up. So I'm like, but Christina did make things worse by accident. I think she was just like taking her for face value. Carly was not giving her anything to make her think she's gonna go. She really didn't give her anything.
I mean, Carly is her own worst enemy a lot of times.
Yes.
Where she will speak too fast and shut down other stuff and kind of brings a lot of the stuff that happens to her, but also, Nina's the garbage person as well. So,
and you had Phyllis call her out. I don't think you tried hard enough to tell Carly.
I agree too. I absolutely agree with that. They spent an hour. In that yoga studio.
I tried. Tell her, Frank. I tried. She wouldn't let me talk. She wasn't having it at all. She wasn't having me at all.
Because it's like, Nina, you need to check yourself, because the way you start a conversation,
I know.
You really need to hear what I have to say. No, don't start with that preamble. No. You just go right to, give me the headline right there. Sonny is off his meds. Boom. That's all you need to know.
Thank you. But Phyllis said it. I don't think you tried hard enough. What? I tried. I did everything I could. I'm like, yeah, you're messy. But no, I'm on Liesel's side though. She was doing what she could to save her niece. That's what she was doing. And Britt too. Britt was like, we're not close, but we are. We're like sisters. We share a brother. And I think some Phyllis. So it's kind of cute. I think it is. I mean, I like this little family. They're all trying to stay close together. They're there for each other, but they have real conversations. They talk it out.
Yeah.
But Nina, she wanted to help Nina. She wanted to help Nina out and not go to prison. So she will do whatever she can to do that. And so she did.
Take several seats, Nina. Yeah, people are trying to help you.
Trying to help you. And you're not just hindsight now, you're not in prison. So your woes are over, not end, but she was looking at she was like, Connie wouldn't listen to me. She's like, Lisa wasn't having it either. Lisa was going on. She wasn't having it either. But why are you gonna be late to your own daughter's dinner? Then you're gonna have to do late to your daughter. Scotty.
You get that legal brief from Scotty Baldwin.
Okay, getting that schnitzel. Schnitzel. I was like, okay, yeah.
I mean, I'm sure Scotty's still trying to get rid of all that ash on him, so he needed a deep cleaning that only Liesl could provide him.
Yes. Well, I'm glad Liesl don't need to talk. I'm glad he talked. They're always close. I'm glad he talked. I just want to get over with because it's just such a. The Willow can't find a birth certificate. And Harmony goes to Alexis because, again, we saw Christina talking to Alexis. Another great conversation.
Yes. Which I like that a lot. Yeah, and just, it kind of just played off the conversation between Christina and Sam. So just, just see Christina be able to kind of look at it maturely. And it's where it's like, hey, I might need a little time to get used to it. Don't expect me to be like super excited right away when if Harmony is over. But no, this is important to you. Then go. Yeah, what does it matter what I think?
Yeah, everybody's mentioning that Christina and Nina were in the same room and they didn't speak to each other. So that didn't happen. But no, but I do. I'm glad that Christina's like said, I'm an adult, and she gave shade to Sam. Well, Sam life a little messy. I think she's trying to, not worry about it. She won't think about herself. But I was like, oops, go on, Christina. Because Christina will pull out she'll pull somebody's name. She would. She's like, I think it was more for Sam, not about me so much. Okay, okay, sure, okay. She might be right. Right.
It's whatever direction they're going in with Harmony and Alexis. I mean, whether it's going to be just a friendship, if it's going to be possible a romantic thing, I'm cool with that, with exploring either of those options. This, I don't know what it is with Willow. It's like, I think this is a character incapable of having like any good storylines generated, because I was like, this is what we're doing next for this character. And whether it leads into Willow's, if this is a revisiting of Willow's really Nina's daughter, and maybe she had twins.
Everybody's talking about that in the chat right now. So everybody's talking about,
okay, great, I guess. But boy, what a great way to kick it off. What a great way. I was just so like underwhelmed by these scenes. And maybe the payoff at the end for the revelation will be great, but right now it was like, oh, wow, great.
Harmony's lying. I gotta tell you, you don't want to be my friend anymore. Like, I so don't care. I just don't.
Yeah.
I just don't really give two shits. I don't care. I'm like, this storyline bores me. The Alexis, her friendship bores me. Willow bores me. I'm sorry, Carly. I just want to apologize, Carly. Nobody cares. Carly was like, I don't care. I moved on. Shit. Like I moved on. Carly was like, I moved on. I mean, I'm paraphrasing, of course, but she was just kind of like, yeah, we're fine, girl. We're good. Don't worry about that. Nobody cares, folks.
It's yeah, I don't know. It's this whole thing with Willow. It is Willow. Maybe it's not Nell. It's really Willow, and the show kind of seemed to make it seem like, no, at least for sure Nell is Nina's daughter, but there's always been that lingering thing with Willow. So but I also think it'd be weird if Phyllis wouldn't have said like, oh yeah, I forgot to mention this whole other baby that you had too. So whoops. I can't imagine you're going to do that to Phyllis. She would not. She would not, after the amount of guilt you had her feel about not being able to be there for the first baby, to all of a sudden have Phyllis going, "Oh yeah, there's this whole other baby I didn't tell you about." So,
well, it's like, I mean, she had a birth certificate to get married. They mentioned that, so she had one. Yes. But apparently, to Harmony, that was a lie. So is it that her father is somebody huge, or is it she's not Harmony's child at all?
Yeah,
I don't care.
What I will care about is that it's going to probably take them forever to get this really going again. And that's going to be irritating to watch. But I would like to think that the fact that this Paris trip is happening at such a quick timetable, that it is hopeful that at least this aspect of the story can kind of be dealt with, and then we get to what the real deal is, which is, what's the real reason that Harmony doesn't have the birth certificate. So let's explore wherever that is. How are you feeling about the Carly Drew scenes? Because they are putting them together a lot.
They're putting them together a lot. I don't want them together. I don't think they should be together. He mentioned Oscar, which is kind of cool. He mentioned Oscar, so that's kind of Cody mentioned him, and Cardi did know him, of course, because he was dating Josh. They did like. I remember she did like him. I feel like they're chem testing them. They keep running into each other so much, and since there's no Jason, she can't be alone for long, right? She's another man. Yeah. So I have a feeling that they could be leading to something with Nina, Cardi finding out, and her and Juicy together. That's how I'm feeling, which makes Sam feel some kind of way.
I guess, because it's, Carly, if this is going to be a thing like where Carly's with Jax, and this is going to be for years, then I'm great. If you want to explore that storyline, if you're changing that dynamic for a significant amount of time, then I'm fine with it. But if this is just like a little, like a faux little hiccup in the road of Sonny and Carly, end game kind of deal,
Right.
then I'm like, whatever about this. But I'd be down. Don't give me this little blip to get to the Sonny Carly end game. If you want to make a change for a while and kind of mix things up,
yeah,
dig into this for a few years. Really give me some time with this, or otherwise, I feel like it's going to be a waste of time for me.
I agree. I totally agree. I don't know. So when they talked, they're on the bridge, all the time. Okay, that's the set they have right now. So we go to the bridge.
Yeah.
And
the Drew Sonny scene where that was it. I just give you a toast and get you some whiskey, and it's all good. It's all good.
Men are. We're uncomplicated. Give me some whiskey, and I'll do some top shelf whiskey. I'll give you too. Yeah. I'll just the same thing. I'm like, we're fine. We're good. We're fine. Good. Fine.
Yeah, and it is. I'm down to explore more of the Sonny and Phyllis connection.
Yeah,
because of Phyllis getting to know the fuller picture of this man she only knew a portion, a sliver of, that really wasn't the true genuine article for 9 months.
Right.
Because even though there is a little bit of Mike still in Sonny, I mean, there is still a lot of Sonny that wasn't seen in Mike. Right. And so I feel like Phyllis is kind of filtering that all from the Mike she knew for 9 months. But there's a whole lot of other stuff with Sonny, and I always enjoy a good Sonny Phyllis conversation. But I definitely want to feel Phyllis like, boy, there's a lot I didn't know about this guy.
Probably, yeah. Because I mean, yeah, I don't know. I feel like everything's connected. I feel like it's either all connected to Nina stuff and Sonny stuff, or it's all connected to this big thing that's happening with the city.
Wait, do you think Victor is really Willow's father?
Stranger things have happened, right? Stranger things would happen. Have happened. You met Harmony, and something happened. And it would, it couldn't be him. Then it couldn't be Nina, because Nina, they wouldn't have there. There's no way for them to meet. Well, I guess they could find a way, I guess, because she was in a coma all those years. But they would do some shit like that, and you'd be like, okay, great. It's great, sure. Make her a cast line. Okay, there you go. Let's infiltrate that, or make her put in that family too. Oh.
If we've got a quartermain Corinthos, we could have a Cassadine / quartermain person.
Right. There'll be a Reeves, a quartermain Reeves.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Or just whatever Harmony is. I don't know. I'm just like, oh yeah.
And I know you touched on it briefly as a storyline. You're like, whatever about, but I really need them to kick into gear, whatever the next thing is about Elizabeth. Let's just, is it the dissociative identity disorder that you were talking about? Is it that? Are we going, Vicky, whatever the deal is.
Vicky, yes.
But I need, this has been playing out. I need, let's go. What's the next deal?
Having the door stuck, I was like, that was interesting. I'm like, somebody lock her in and it just opened.
Yeah.
Like, okay. I'm like, that's weird. So I guess they're gonna go the slow route and slowly give us this, and slowly give us that, and then a month or two later. I hope not.
Boy, it's like in the story room as they're breaking all this stuff out, I just want to be able to sit in there one day. It's like, guys, whatever your timetable for revealing things to the audience, it's about 3 months too late. You got to step up. You got to step up some stuff.
I don't think, folks, that Nina's gonna get pregnant. I think Nina's a little. How can I say this? Challenged age-wise. I don't think it's gonna happen.
Whoa! You saw what happened with Sonny and Carly.
I thought that was dumb too when she got pregnant. I'm like, really?
And
these geriatric pregnancies that are happening. Yes, they're possible. Yes, Janet Jackson had a baby at 50, but she's Janet Jackson. So,
she's Nina Reeves. And Sonny's seed will not be denied.
Oh, she finds the baby she's always wanted. But she can't get pregnant, folks. You guys, she can't get. She tried, she can't.
Well, she hasn't gone up against Sonny.
Sonny's sperm is strong, folks. Get ready for that. It is strong. He populated half the population.
If I would actually be full on. Let's go full bonkers and let's have it.
Why not, sir? Okay, why not? Let's do it.
At this point, yes, you may as well have Nina be pregnant with Sonny's baby.
That would be
phenomenal.
That Carly would lose it for sure, and Ava would be so giddy. So yes, it would be. It'd be
10-1. I'll say that if they get Sonny and Nina in bed together next week, that a month from now you're going to be having Nina going like, something's off. I'm not feeling so good. Maybe I should just get go to the hospital and get checked out. Am I pregnant?
I hope they don't do it. I hope they don't do it.
Do it, please. Please, GH. Let's do it.
Yeah, see, let's do it. Yes, we can pregnant and go through medical. There's a lot of stuff. No, I hope not. I just hope not. I hope not. So I guess we will see.
Yes. One last thing before we wrap up, because I know we've been chatting GH for a while. Just a little thing that I enjoyed. I was like, that's nice. Was Chase and Brooklyn just kind of talking after the wedding. They're just sitting at home, just kind of chilling. And it was just to hear kind of like humdrum talk about what people thought about things that happened in the day. Like, I thought that was a really nice ceremony. I really kind of liked that. It was just, just seeing two people just kind of chill, kind of breaking down, what they thought about the day. I was like, yes, that's great. I mean, I was down for that. It all just felt very nice slice of life. James did not think that.
It's fine, I guess. The thing is, here's the thing, Frank Moran. I was watching Young and the Restless the other day, and ironically on Friday, it was one big episode on Friday. It was the lesbian couples engagement party. And they had all the couples in town, most of them there at the party. And there was one point they were showing each of the couples in love with each other or kind of together. And I was just thinking, wow, there's other shows, there's no love going on. Where's the love in the afternoon? Y&R has it, but why there's really not on GH? Not really. So that's what I'm saying. So I'm almost with you, like, okay, let's get Brooklyn and Chase to kiss and get them started. Let's get Maxie and Austin, let's get them started. Let's get them started then. Where is the love in the afternoon? There's just so much, almost can't. Let's show Dante and say, I don't want to see them, but at least show them that. I need more love in the afternoon. So these little bits and pieces for me are just little breadcrumbs. They're just not really doing anything for me.
Yeah, no, I agree. Because the frustrating thing is with Sam and Dante is the majority of the scenes that we got have been so annoying between the two of them. In terms of this, are they flirting? What's going on? That since they've been together, we haven't seen much of that at all. So for Sam has been on to be talking about her and Dante's life together, it's like we don't see much of it. So I have zero investment in that. The Brooklyn and Chase stuff, it's just like, guys, GH excels at putting roadblocks into relationships.
Of
excels.
Course.
Yeah. And that is part of baked into the soap opera storyline pie. But it's like make it make sense. And so the Brooklyn and Chase stuff, there really is zero sense or any reason why they wouldn't at least kiss, explore what this is. And I feel like you just see the writers' hands in this, kind of saying, no, not yet. We gotta wait. And it's like it doesn't make any sense though. It makes zero real life sense.
Yes, Josh and Cameron had said they're one love couple. That's one. I'm saying, where are the others? Because they barely show Ned and Olivia. They barely show, people. So we don't see Scott and Lisa all the time. Like they're barely showing it. I understand I was watching Y&R and all these couples, they're showing it. So I'm just saying, Days shows on some old too. So I'm just like, not enough going on. We got Portia and Curtis on some level sometimes, but she wasn't even on really this week. So she wasn't around because she's busy running errands, running the floors or whatever she was doing over there. So I don't know. And Finn and Elizabeth, we barely see them.
No, they keep talking about like that. Just are we going to do it? Are we not? Are we going to be together? Are we going to try this? I don't know. And we also have, I don't know. I mean, we had Esme have a good recorded camera and Joss, but there's been like no big thing about like nobody's noticed that Esme's phone's not around. So I'm like, okay. And so is she going to try to break back into the cabin to get her phone? Or is she expecting it to just go to the cloud, I guess, and she's going to get it from the cloud?
Get the cloud. Maybe, I don't know.
And or that Cameron and Joss wouldn't notice that as they're kind of getting up in the morning or later on, and they're kind of packing their bags and just being in that room, they wouldn't just see a cell phone just propped up there. It's not like it was hidden behind a wall or within like a stuffed animal. It was just propped up next to a plant.
I know.
That you could walk behind. So he would notice, like, hey, there's a cell phone sitting right here that's aimed at our bed. So we got that dumb storyline to be coming around.
Yes. That's all for your hospital. That's all I can talk about right now. I can't talk about any more of it.
We talked. We broke James. Everybody,
we broke me. You broke me. An hour and a half. I'm done, kids. I'm done. This show needs to get a little better. But I still want it to stay on the air. I still want it to. I still want to be okay. Yes, use the burner phone. Use the burner phone. So let's just go to the cloud. But no one's like found the phone. You're right. No one's found it. Don't get me started. The point is, we still want the show be on the air. Some story. We'll see what happens this week. I mean, literally, we'll see what happens this week. If Mac dies, I'm gonna have to call Frank and console him. Because I know you'll be pissed. You'll be pissed. That's how you go. Because sometimes I watched a show called The Wire. There's this character named Omar. The way he died at the end of the series was like this regular run-of-the-mill. That was the whole point, is that he died boring. Like it was a boring death. He didn't go out in a blaze of glory. There was a robbery at a liquor store, and he got shot and killed. So it's kind of like.
And I am all for that kind of mundaneness of death that can happen to anybody.
Yeah.
But I think the one difference I put between like Omar and Mac is that Omar you saw throughout that series.
I agree.
Mac is somebody we see once in a blue moon, and so I feel like if that's how you're going to treat you, like your once in a blue moon character that we see nowadays, even though he's a legacy character.
Yeah, I know.
Come on.
And that's it, kids. Frank,
but James,
I'm done.
James, if they wanted to find out, like, gosh, how could we fix General Hospital? What can they do?
Coming out on Tuesday, it will be me and Matthew Theall talking about each of our 5 ways to fix General Hospital. That is 10 ways to fix General Hospital on Daytime Today, our new afternoon chat show about soaps. Thank you, Frank, for laying that up there for me. That'll be on this Tuesday, the 9th at 2 p.m. That'll be released to the public, into the wild. And you can hear, and you can either agree with us, disagree, comment, not comment, all the stuff about what we say about General Hospital, what we think about what could fix General Hospital. So yes, check that out.
As your work husband, I have to support your endeavors.
It's for my endeavors. I gotta make that money for us. Exactly. And speaking of that, we're gonna be on the I guess it's the Boba Fett after show. I don't know what show it is anymore. On Wednesday night, the finale. I don't know what show it is. Mandalorian, Star Wars, Ahsoka. I don't know what show it is anymore. But once again, as I'm doing the numbers for this week, you have made the Boba Fett after show our #1 show on audio. I mean, it's in the thousands, Frank. It's in the thousands.
It's awesome.
They like me, you, and John Dunphy. We talk about it live, 8 p.m. So go ahead and check that out. Also for you, and just like that, fans, we did the finale last week, but we'll be back this Thursday talking about the documentary that came out about it. So we're gonna critique the documentary. So that'll be this Wednesday at 5 p.m. No, Thursday at 5 p.m. Talking about that, me and Emily May Heller. So we talk what we and do a season overview of how we felt the whole season of And Just Like That. Yes, yes, Sheree. I know Peter's your husband. He's yours. He's all yours, girl. You can have him. He's all yours. No one else wants him. And of course, you can follow me at James LottJr. Here at Happy Go Jackie. We will see you next Sunday. We'll be here next Sunday, regular time, 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. We'll see you next Sunday. Please be careful out there. Avoid people. I don't know. It's just that variant is everywhere. Just be careful.